Hey, greetings, fellow brothers and sisters and challengers of the 21-day quarantine body shift program. I hope you all are doing well. You're making healthy choices today and living your life by design. Just a few housekeeping rules before we get started. If you are joining me now on this live stream, please hashtag live in the comments. Or if you're watching this all over after the recording, hashtag replay. In order for me to see your comments in the StreamYard platform, please head over to streamyard.com/Facebook, and I will be able to see your comments. The reason being is that this is being streamed on multiple platforms at the same time. So, one on my Facebook page, one in my 21-day quarantine body shift community, and also one on my YouTube. So, if you are commenting in different platforms, then obviously I won't be able to keep switching to different tabs just to answer your question. So it will all show here on the StreamYard dashboard for me, and then I can highlight your comment, who is from, who I'm looking at, and your comments or questions that you have for me. So I don't want to have you confused with someone else if I'm addressing your comments or any follow up comments. So yeah, so if you're also interested in joining our community, we are on our final week of our 21-day challenge. We are on day 15 and definitely finishing the year strong, 2020, on our own terms and not on the terms of what is going on this year. So definitely want to finish the year strong and have a humongous, huge head start to 2021. So yeah, I hope you all are doing well today. Uh, it's been quite a ride, especially this final month of 2020. You know, despite all the challenges and the disruptions of what we are doing, we try, and I know I've tried to pick out the positives out of the situation, and also just remind of myself why I'm doing this. Remind that my health is very important, and also remind myself that uh, I was on this journey because I want to be there for my family, especially my boys at the time was 3 and a newborn. Now my two boys are 10 and 6, so definitely still young. They have not hit high school. That will be a new challenge for me, but yeah, definitely want to be there for every aspect of their journey. So that's why I'm very passionate about doing this, sharing with you, coaching you to what helped me go from 216 to 155, and right now I'm averaging around 170, developing more muscle than uh, uh, you know the other bad stuff that's in my body. So just making that transition. So yeah, just a lot of things that are in the works, as I mentioned last week, and making taking this huge plunge into my business, and hopefully will help you out, help your circle of friends or influence on their health journey, because I know once every time of the year, you know a lot of people you know take December off and write off their health, write off their nutritional plan, and just wait till January. So definitely want to help everyone get started, and especially a lot of uh, resolution made is on their health. So I'm taking this huge step on offering the 21-day quarantine body shift program for free, especially for the first month. But it'll be right now. I'm working out the details, so it'll probably be more of a set plan to get you started. And if you want to upgrade, then then we can discuss on that matter one on one. So, but yeah, definitely, I want everyone to get started. I want everyone to get started in this our Facebook community, the 21-day quarantine body shift program, and that you know so that all of us can succeed together and create results. I know this is we're on the third challenge, and quite a bit of my challengers have already seen results, have changed and developed new habits, and definitely see change in what they're doing. Especially a couple have reduced their sugar intake, their carb intakes, and that alone is really huge on giving your body a rest, especially the development of insulin that is used to break down the carbohydrates uh, to form glucose as a fuel for your body. But you don't want that always to be continuously taxed, where you become insulin resistant. So you want to give your insulin a break. So just developing that program so you guys can get started right away in January, and putting up a giveaway together to offer the upgraded course, uh, so that I really want to live my purpose and creating a difference, making a difference for as many people as much as I can handle. So definitely want to do that for a lot of you. So yeah, just adding a couple of that. As you know now, the live stream is now at 1 p.m. So just really creating that shift in my lifestyle, seeing what's working for me. As of now, it's just really busy, especially this time of year. Especially, I still have my first business, which is e-commerce, hoping to transition off there. So I just spent this entire morning just fulfilling orders, and hopefully get all those orders out for people who are expecting them, if it's for them or for gifts for the holiday season. Just want to make sure it gets out. So just been really busy, so I had to move my exercise routine at a later date. And plus, my wife's been super supportive and been a foundation in our household, and helping me grow this building business as well. That we gotta head over to IKEA and get a furniture to just help her in creating that solid foundation in our household. So yeah, just a lot to do. I try to keep this as short as possible, but I always say that, and these things end up being an hour long. But yeah, definitely trying to keep that low. So hopefully within 45 minutes or less. But yeah, just there's a lesson I want to go over with you, and it's pretty fitting on how we treat our health, and our how we approach our health. What happens when we give up or too soon, right? And it's not a lesson that I created myself. It's we try to follow mentors and coaches and people influence. And I heard this lesson from a wonderful human being who has a YouTube channel and also doing a cause of to plant 1 million trees in I think by 2020, but I'm not too sure. So you guys are welcome to join that cause. I think it's $1 per tree. So that's what they're planning to do. Or I'm not sure if they already reached it, but anyways, yeah. Uh, the lesson will be called, I believe hold on, let me set it up here so it's ready to go. It's called the Super Mario Brother effect. So yeah, if you guys played the video games when you were young, and then you'll probably understand the reference that he will go. So let me make sure it's ready to go right after this ad. All right. So yeah, and yeah, Josephine, you will be creating some content for you, especially her thing, and has helped me huge on my journey on my health. Is she'll be picking out recipes, especially we're gonna try to create uh, ebook or a cookbook, ebook version of a cookbook together to help you guys on your journey. So yeah, definitely uh, just creating adding more value. Even though, like I said, as of the last 3 months, this has been on beta. This is a lot of this is out of pocket expense. As you can see right now. Hopefully, I am going live. That's seeing it on. Okay, so just making sure I'm live on all platforms. It's not showing on which one is this? My Facebook group. So if you're in my Facebook group, please let me know if you see this live. Okay, now yeah, it looks like it's working. So yeah, it's just creating more material and content for you guys, finding what's out there to help you. As you know, like I said, I am not a personal trainer or a dietitian, nutritionist, but definitely going out there and seeing what works, and what other nutritionists, what other dietitians, and popular uh, personal trainers recommend. And like I said, a lot of this content is free on their YouTube or on their site, so I will also you know give props where it's due. But my the importance for me is what will work, what I've tried and what will work for you. And definitely just help answer your questions in to get you on your journey. So like I said, Thursday we do Q&A, also interviews or just a hangout session. Last Thursday was a fun session with my good friends and also challengers in the group. So you are all welcome to join. Just let me know, and I will send you an invite to the chat, and just answer your questions, right? And yeah, feel free to invite your friends, and we'll do our very best to answer your questions. If you don't have an answer, then definitely we'll find one and we'll send you a message, but also answer it on the next Thursday. So yeah, that was just those stuff that's happening for you. So also within my 21-day challenge group, I did mention that it may be the last one, but actually that we'll use the mobile platform. But actually, we're gonna change the approach. It will be the second last time. January we'll start uh, another challenge group on the mobile app, but it will be ongoing. So I will not need to do a new group every 21 days. It will be ongoing for the whole 2021. Just if you're not comfortable on the Facebook platform, then you have the closed group in the mobile app, which we're doing. and that we just definitely have that more even more tight knit group that you feel you have that safe space. So as much as the Facebook group is as general, it's private, but then obviously it will be the center of bringing people in, and then the mobile app will be more even more intimate. You don't feel comfortable on that space as well. So there are definitely a lot of things in the works. Just creating all this stuff. Once all the stuff is all created, just continue to add, new material, right, on top of the foundation. Then, you know, I have all this time to invest in all of you and in on your journey. So that's the whole point of getting this done. But like I said, it's challenging yourself. It's challenging myself to try things that are new to me, right? And then once it's done, it's once I learn how to fish and do all this online stuff, creating websites, creating email sequence, chatbots, just helping you navigate the journey of getting started to actually doing the exercise. Then it will help you. It will help not only you, but it'll help your friends, your family, your colleagues, your circle of influence. You'll have that confidence in knowing that that they are well taken care of. So without further ado, we are going to talk about the Super Mario effect. It will be probably 15 minutes long. I'll try to shorten it as much as possible, probably 10 minutes. But it's a good reference example of how we treat our health, especially when we go through the tough portion of our uh, our journey, that we end up giving up uh, uh, too soon without really challenging yourself, taking away the pros and cons, just figuring it out and make it work for us instead of just giving up right away. So I hope this helps you out on your journey, and we will get started. I'll just get it all set up for you. So, you know, the speaker is Mark Rober. If you guys do not know him, he has a YouTube channel where he shares, his passion for science and engineering. And let me get this stuff off the page so you guys can see. All right, turn that off. Put that on my. All right, that shows. Oops. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that shows. So basically, the Super Mario effect, tricking your brain into learning more. So at the same time, tricking your brain to really encourage yourself to keep pushing forward towards your health goals. So without further ado, like I said, just check him out. He did a TED talk. If you guys are familiar with that platform, right? He did a TED talk, and I'll try to get his YouTube channel here so you guys can. But yeah, he has like 3 million subscribers. My kids love him a lot. We usually watch him. He is one of the inventor of the glitter bomb, for because a lot of people, you guys know, have been trying to steal packages off people's driveway. So he created this device to just really give it to them. So, but yeah, he's been on Jimmy Kimmel's show, I believe, and just a wonderful guy and just having fun. So with science. So all right, let's see if I can get his channel here. Yeah. So okay, let me do it here, and then I'll play the video right away. Okay, hopefully this helps you guys. Try not. Let me know if the audio is not coming out clear. All right, and I will head over to the side here. Hopefully that's. I think that's. I'll work in the background, so.
About a year ago, I asked my YouTube followers to play a simple computer programming puzzle that I made with the button. The object of the puzzle was to get your car across the maze. About a year ago, I asked my YouTube that represent typical computer programming operations, such as if-else statements and while loops. Once you thought you had a good code, you would hit run, and your car would move based on the commands you had in the program. Computer programming operations. I asked my YouTube followers to play it because I said I wanted to prove that anyone from any background could learn to code. 50,000 of them took the challenge and attempted the puzzle. But the truth was that I didn't actually care about proving that anyone could learn to code. What they didn't know is that we actually randomly served up two slightly different versions of the puzzle. In one version, if you hit run and you weren't successful, you didn't lose any of your starting 200 points. We showed you this message. However, in the other version, if you hit run and again, you weren't successful, we showed this slightly different message, stating that you lost 5 points from your starting 200 points. That was the only difference. In one version, if you failed, we simply took away 5, no value in the real world, no one will ever see these completely meaningless fake internet points. That minor difference is crucial to keep in mind for the results I'm about to show you from the 50,000 data points we collected. For those who were penalized for failed attempts, their success rate was around 52%. For those who were not penalized, their success rate was 68%. That statistically significant delta of 16% was really surprising and almost seemed too hard to believe until we looked at another piece of data that we collected, which was attempts to solve before finding success. It's shown in orange right here. So those who didn't see failing in a negative light nearly had 2.5 times more attempts to solve the puzzle. As a result, naturally, they saw more success and therefore learned more. So if you think about that and sort of unpack these results, the trick to learning more and having more success is finding the right way to frame the learning process. And this observation seemed really profound to me. It made me wonder, what if you just framed the learning process in such a way that you didn't concern yourself with failure? How much more successful could you be? How much more could you learn? And the next thought was that if this is a real effect, clearly there must be some evidence for this in real life. It made me think of toddlers. It's my boy. I helped make that. They are constantly trying new things, and they certainly aren't concerned with failure. When my son learned to walk, he didn't think about how dumb he might look if he fell down. And as his parents, we didn't punish him if he wasn't successful either. The focus was always on the end goal, and we celebrated the successes with him. As a result of constantly failing and trying and discovering new things during that phase of our life, we discover so many more new capabilities within ourselves, and it's not even close to any other time in our life. But maybe using a toddler is sort of cheating because their brains are different than ours. To make the case that perhaps they aren't that different than us, I'd like to tell you about a plumber I first met when I was 8 years old. He was Italian. When Super Mario Brothers came out, my friends and I became obsessed. Like, we wanted to get to the castle and rescue the beautiful Princess Peach from the evil Bowser. We get to school and ask each other, like, dude, what level did you make it to? Did you pass the game? We never asked each other about details on all the different ways we might have died. When it comes to games like this, no one ever picks up the controller for the first time, and then after jumping into a pit, thinks, I'm so ashamed that was such a failure. and they never want to try again, right? What really happens is they think, oh, I've got to remember, there's a pit right there. So I think next time I'm going to come out with a little more speed. I'm going to jump a little bit later. The focusing obsession is about beating the game, not how dumb you might look if you get hit by a sliding green shell. And as a direct result of that attitude, of learning from but not being focused on the failures, we got really good, and we learned a ton in a very short amount of time. We were the right side of this graph. This is what I call the Super Mario effect, focusing on the princess and not the pits to stick with the task and to learn more. This caused me to reflect and realize that there were lots of other examples from my own personal experience where this attitude of life gamification, this Super Mario effect, led to more success and therefore more learning. So I have a science YouTube channel where I will sometimes use my engineering skills to build things such as the world's largest super soaker, or the Guinness World Record world's largest Nerf gun, or maybe this snowball machine gun. Yes! Fashioned from a leaf blower. That's my niece. Those are my nephews. I haven't quite figured it out, but when it comes to me, their uncle, they seem to have some trust issues. So these builds usually take me about 2 to 3 months, but there was one that took me 3 years. Basically, I wanted to make a dartboard where you could get a bullseye every time. The idea was that if you throw a dart, we could like track it through the air, and then we'd move the board to sort of like catch a bullseye. And so once we did the math, we realized that if we wanted to track the dart for a typical like game of darts, typical velocity, we would basically have to both track the dart and to move the board the same amount of time it takes for a human to blink once. No big deal, right? So I'm not going to bore you with all the details and the failures and the setbacks from a lot of metaphorical sliding green shells and those pesky hammerhead bros. But eventually we figured out it would take something that looks like this, which is 6 stepper motors and motion controllers, a Vicon motion capture system with 6 cameras, and just a ton of tweaking and rewriting the code. But finally, eventually, we arrived here. What's interesting is when I look back on that process, like I can honestly say my attitude towards that was the same attitude I had toward like rescuing the princess from Bowser. Like, of course, each failure and setback sucked. It stung. But it was no different than like falling in that pit on level 8-1. And they're like, and you got to go back to the level and try again. Like, it was always like, okay, that sucked. But what did we learn from that? Like, what can we do next for it? Let's hit it again. And this concept of life gamification is more than just like, have a positive attitude, right? Or never give up. Because those sort of imply you're having to endure against your true desire to quit. I feel like when you frame a challenge or a learning process in the way I'm describing, you actually want to do it. It feels natural to ignore the failures and try again. In the same way, a toddler will want to get up and try and walk again. Or in the same way, you want to keep playing Super Mario Brothers. Or in the same way, the group on the right had a desire to stick with that puzzle 2.5 times longer. They weren't getting paid to do that. Nobody was forcing them or watching them. It was just them on their computer alone in their house. Their outlook made it so they wanted to keep trying and learning. And the icing on the cake for the dartboard was I took it on Jimmy Kimmel and challenged him to a game of darts. And I'll just set this clip up by saying 2 things. The first is we also had a mode on the board where if your buddy had it and threw a dart, the board would move the other way. And the second is that we couldn't get this thing working during rehearsal, and it was just barely kind of creeping along. I get up to stand in the elevator, which is the door that moves up before you go out on stage. I look to the right, all 6 cameras had failed. So my buddy John is feverishly like restarting all the cameras as I'm going out onto stage knowing this, and there's like 4 things in bits, and I work up to the dartboard as the sort of grand finale. So just keep that in mind as this clip starts. Like, that's where my headspace is. 3 freaking years, and it comes down to this moment. What you're gonna do is you're gonna give this dart to your buddy.
Okay.
And you're gonna challenge him just to like Hit the board.
Just try to hit the board.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, hot shot. You got double or nothing?
All right, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and so then I step up
This
here.
does this automatically.
That's right.
And you built this.
That's right.
Yeah.
I step up. Here we go. Fake it till you make it. I will say, in all of our testing, literally, we never had a dead center bullseye as much as that one right there. And so, like, after that, I haven't even touched the board since. I'm like, I'm so done with it. And I really believe that if you reframe, like, the challenges, it can make all the difference. I have a simple thought experiment to sort of showcase this. Let's say I gave you a test, and it had instructions on it that you would carry out. And to do that, it had sort of buttons like this. And the instructions would say something like push button 3 for 5 seconds, and then push button 6 for 1 second, then push buttons 3 and 5 for 6 seconds, and so on. And unless you carried out the instructions on page 1 exactly, you couldn't see the other 32 pages of the test. How much would I have to pay you to take that test for an hour? Now suppose I changed the word test here to game, and I rotated this. And for the input device, I shrunk the buttons and moved them here, and I gave it a cool paint job. And maybe different button styles. And then instead of using words, I represented the tasks you needed to accomplish visually like this. Note the output is the exact same. You have to push these buttons in a very specific manner to move on to the next page or level, as it were. Now picture it's 1986. How much would you pay me to take this test just for an hour? If you have a very bad imagination, here's a hint to the right answer. I know, I was there. That has to be the greatest YouTube clip of all time. So as a science YouTuber, sometimes I feel people have framed the act of learning science in a negative way. It's been taught poorly, so it feels scary to them. It feels something more like this. And my approach is to take the same physics lessons you might have hated and to try and sort of trick you into learning something through something cool. Basically to go from this to this. So for example, in this video, I made a hot tub with liquefied sand. And this is another one of my nephews with unexplained trust issues. I explained in the video that it's a fluidized bed, and then we talk about the principle of buoyancy and how it makes the whole thing work. And I use several examples, like, you know, the blow dryer with a ping pong ball like this. I like to think my approach to science is similar to velociraptor hunting patterns. So I get people to come in with something cool and amazing, like the sand hot tub, and then when they least expect it,
Clever girl.
admittedly, the analogy breaks down a little bit right there at the end. But by reframing the learning process and focusing on the cool end goal, the fear of failure is often taken off the table, and learning just comes more naturally. I'll close with this thought. Someone came up with this cartoon, and I totally love it. This is so true, but often in life, we tell ourselves that the top version is what we want. That's what we expect. But then something happens. Maybe it's a really bad grade on a test, or a meeting with a client that goes horribly wrong. Maybe it's a bad breakup. Maybe we miss a wide open shot. Some kind of green shell hits you. And so at that first setback or sign of failure, doubt creeps in. We tell ourselves we're not good enough, or we're not smart enough. And yet, if the bottom rectangle here is a game where now your bikes crash and you have to get your bike across with a flag, it's not, oh, I hit these rocks, I'm just gonna leave my bike here, I'm not good enough, and you quit and walk away. You see that flag to the right and you're like, nah, like what did I just learn? You're like, okay, next time I think I'm gonna come out with more speed and I'm gonna lift the front of my bike up. You wanna try it again. You're immediately excited to go for it again. We sort of tell ourselves we want our life's challenges to look like the top one, but that's boring. If that were a real video game or a book or movie that went out to the market, it would be a total failure. Nobody would buy it. Where's the risk and the reward? Where's the challenge? There's no feeling of satisfaction. The bottom picture is real life, and that's not a bug, that's a feature. Think about anything that means anything to you in life. Whether it's a degree, a relationship with a friend, or someone in your family, maybe a professional accomplishment, I can guarantee you it came from something that looks like the bottom and not the top. Failing and failing and failing and eventually succeeding to the point that it now holds value. Just like the most meaningful high fives of my adolescence were those when I said, dude, I finally beat Bowser last night. I feel like a lot of the successes in my life have come down to the Super Mario effect. And while framing challenges like this has worked for me, of course results may vary. Everyone is going to be different, and I don't know exactly what it looks like for you to take this principle and map it into your life. But if we got these very real results from a very different cross-section of very unique people, clearly I'm not alone. There's some universal principle at play here. By shifting your focus to the princess and treating your life's challenges like video games, you can trick your brain and actually learn more and see more success. Thank you. Your focus to the princess and treating your life's challenges like video games, you can trick.
All right, so hope that helped you guys understand the concept of that. Heading to the final few minutes here, need to head out to get that IKEA furniture. But yeah, thanks, Mark, for that. Feel free to subscribe to his channel. He actually reiterate it's not 3 million, it's 50 million subscribers. And you know what, he doesn't do a lot of video because he just definitely wants to focus on quality. So I think he did mention he does one video once a month, right? While a lot of us do a video every day, a video every you know few times a week, just getting started. But it's at the same time, you enjoy what you're doing, you enjoy the end goal in mind, then even people will subscribe for you, people will follow you. So yeah, with that analogy in the so yeah, subscribe to him. You're also welcome to like TED Talks as well. They provide a lot of useful contents that you can apply in your life, right? And yeah, I mean, let's see, I'm trying to get that part of the screen. Like here, like a lot of us head down here, and once we don't get the results that we want, or we feel like we're falling far behind, then we tend to give up right away. And who are we actually giving up on? We're not, this 5 points, this getting behind on, let's say, if you're really trying to get to a certain goal within the 21-day quarantine body, that you feel that you are lagging behind your fellow challengers, your fellow community, that you end up falling, end up giving up on yourself, right? And that shouldn't be the case. I mean, like, everyone is different. Everyone has a starting point. Everyone has different kind of experiences, and the most important part of this is what is the end goal that you want. And that's why when I talk about the ABC mindset, if you have done a coaching call with me, that we need to clarify where you're heading and what this goal that you joined the program for really truly means, right, for you. Because you will have these reality, right? Reality is always gonna be there and challenge you, right? And it's really up to you to understand that it's not gonna be a perfect plan towards your health, right? And even though you reach this point in your life, you got your goal, guess what? You still have the rest of your life to live, right? So it's a marathon, to to living the next best 21 years of your life, right? So if you treat this end goal as your 21, right? Even let's say your primary goal is to lose 10 pounds, 10 pounds. Treat it as your first checkpoint, right? Like the Tour de France, you have checkpoints and different stages, right? So you know, treat it as your first checkpoint. However long you get there, if you miss, we're off a few days. I know, like my first challenger, she was off a few days or a week, but she still hit her goal, right? And was it this like was it like this for her? No, definitely not. She had little bumps in the roads, some off days, and even now, like it's there's always challenges. There's always people who don't understand or know what you're going on, and it's not on them that they weren't aware of what you're trying to do for yourself, especially for your health. It's also us, just sending that message out into the world, sending that message out to our community that we really want to change this up. And guess what, once you hit those goals, there will be people who will be inspired on what you're trying to do for yourself. And hence, you just, even though it's not your goal to you know help them on their journey, you know what it uh, it's just about planting the seeds. And hence, you might end up building your own community as well, right? So if you understand like this, that this is always all our plans, right? But if you understand that there's always going to be uh, challenges on the road, we can never predict what's going to happen tomorrow, right? And there's going to be variables that will happen, right? There'll be days that are off. There's phone calls or emails that come out of the blue, right? That will disrupt your flow. Like me today, as I have my set routine of getting my exercise done at 11, but there's only a window that we can pick up uh, this IKEA furniture. So obviously we gotta do that as very soon. So yeah, just that. It's we go through it and continue to build this program. If you've seen this program back in October, it's definitely not the same as it is now. So every challenge group, every month, there's always continue to add value to it. And yeah, definitely, if you're interested in joining the our challenge group, please, yeah, don't hesitate to join. Head up to our group, and we definitely will get you started and help you along your health goals. So, once again, thank you so much for joining me for this last 5 minutes. If you want to learn more about that, yeah, feel free to join the apply to our group. Also, hashtag me if you have any more questions. Reach out and I'll get back to you. But once again, thank you so much for your help on helping me grow my group. Your comments, your interaction, your likes and whatnot will help a long way in reaching out other people who are also struggling with their health. I focus on just getting started and how to build from there. I know there'll probably be others who have more fit or whatnot in their journey and want to take that next level. We'll see if the program's a perfect fit for you. So as of now, that's who I'm focusing on, because I know how hard is it to go out it alone. I was on day 5 when I first started getting on this journey, and I was about to quit, right? And it was just that it was just 21 days that this program is, and let's see where it goes. And I lost about 30 to 16 pounds on my first try, right? A lot of it may be water weight, but I was ecstatic, right? And I just kept plugging away at it day by day. Not knowing it doesn't have to be perfect, but I already have the routine, I have the plan, and that's what I'll be setting up for you. And I just have to plug away at it day by day, and just trust the process, right? So yeah, so just your likes, your comments, right? If you're watching this right after the recording, hashtag replay. But all of this tells Facebook that I was able to help you and relay that message to you and help you out. So thank you once again. Hopefully today that you're continue to make wonderful health choices towards your overall being, towards your lifetime journey, and that you all continue to live a life by design. Thank you so much for being here today, and hope to see you on the next live webinar on live stream on Thursday at 1 p.m. And yeah, take good care of yourself.